Hola, hola. It's your girl Erica from America. Welcome to the Confidence Chronicles podcast. This podcast is all about helping you stand in who you are. Stop giving a fuck what people think about you. Start standing as your fully expressed self. As you are, as is, there is no filter needed. You are fucking awesome, and I am here to remind you. I'm a confidence coach, and I'm a bold stand for confidence, and I cannot wait to dig into today's episode with you. Hello, my love. Welcome to the Confidence Feels Like Shit audiobook sneak peek series. So in the next coming episodes, I'm going to be sharing with you snippets of my audiobook. If you love this podcast, which you listen to, you are going to love the audiobook. It is 6 hours of me going off script, swearing, saying all the things in order for you to rebuild your self-confidence, own who you are, claim your throne like the queen that you is. All the things. So I hope you enjoy this. It is Confidence Feels Like Shit audiobook. Chapter 9, The 5 C's. Consider. Reflection, evaluation, and perspective. That's what our fourth step, consider, is all about. Once you take the action in step 3 to create, you'll get a result. Now, you need to pause for a moment to consider how that action went. What was the outcome or the result of the action you took? Every time you take an action, whether it's in alignment or not, you will get feedback on your results. Was it positive? Did you succeed? Did you get the outcome you wanted? Or was the action you took no good? Did you get a shitty result? Do you feel like it sucked? This is where people may say, I failed. But I want you to consider another option here. Whenever you take an action, whenever you do something that doesn't work out the way you had imagined it would, you have an opportunity. I personally don't use the word fail. And no, it's not because I think it's a bad word. I just believe that words have power. Your words create your world. Language is so very important, and how you choose to speak about yourself will impact the way you think and feel, especially when you're trying to create confidence. I know that they've tried to make it cool now as well by saying, fail forward, fail fast. No, thank you. It feels very similar to the phrase, fake it till you make it. And I'd rather say, fuck, fake it, just make it. In order to arrive at this magical place where you're fully confident and oozing self-belief, you need to redefine what the word failure means to you. If failure to you means you failed, and therefore you're a failure and you haven't succeeded, then I want to invite you to see failure in a different light. I want you to see failing as learning. If you call it a failure, there's going to be some shame and all kinds of low vibe energy attached to it. But there doesn't have to be. You are going to fuck some shit up, like it's going to happen. And that's a gift because it means you get to go back and evaluate what worked and what didn't. So you learn for the next time. You get to take the L. No, not the loss, the lesson. If I give up public speaking because I totally bombed my first gig, I would never be the speaker I am today. But the more I fucked up, what some call fail, the more I learned what I needed to do. Stop fidgeting. Speak slower. Take a deep breath before getting on stage. Do a power pose. You get me? When you don't get the result you want, aka you fail, it teaches you something. And you get to consider the lesson here. What did you learn? What did that experience teach you? Maybe you learned that the way you went about that particular action was the wrong way. Now you can attempt it in a different way. So you learned something. It's a lesson. Why would you call that a failure? Think about it. How does it feel when you fail? How does it feel to see yourself as a failure? It sucks, and it doesn't feel good at all. It doesn't pump you up. It doesn't make you want to go and try again, that's for sure. And guess what? You have to try again every time you fall flat on your ass. You got to get your ass back up and go again. This is how J-Lo, Oprah, Beyonce, and basically everybody who you think is confident does it. This is how they're confident. They fall, and they fall hard. They fall publicly. But then They get their asses back up and they keep it moving, shorty. Because they got more moves to make, more lessons to be learned. And we can only learn these lessons by messing up and having these difficult experiences. So let's say you trip on a rock in the fog. You fall over. Now you know you shouldn't walk that way. The next step you take is a slightly different direction so you don't make the same mistake again. Or you get better at balancing on rocks and not falling over when you step on them. Every time you fall, every single time that you go the wrong way or you mess up in life, it builds your resilience. It helps you create this unstoppable self-belief within you where you stop caring about the fall, where you know you're going to fall, or you know there will be times where shit goes wrong, but you don't let that stop you. Better yet, you get to learn from each and every one of those important experiences. Welcome to being a human on planet Earth. This statement is true for everyone. I know I'm going to fall down hard. I know people are going to judge me from my fall. I know I'm going to judge myself. I'm going to mess up. I know this is going to happen, so I don't stress it. I keep it moving, and I learn from my mistakes. After doing this work for so long, I've learned from the times where things didn't go the way I wanted them to go. I've trained myself to go back and find the lesson. I go back to find the gift because there's a gift in all of the hard stuff, the shitty experiences, the bad times. There's gold to be mined from each one of those experiences. I just want to go off real quick because I want to explain this concept. I talk about this so much in my podcast. I want you to imagine there's a pile of shit at your front door and it's hot and it's steamy and it's stinky and it's gross and there's flies on it. You're welcome for the visual reference. And you're like, ugh. And I'm like, listen to me. There is a gift in that shit. Like the best prize you could ever imagine. All the gold, everything you want, all your lessons are in that pile of shit at your front door. But you don't want to get your hands dirty. But you don't want to put your hands in the shit because, it stinks. And I'm telling you right now that there is a gift in the shit. We have to get dirty. We have to be willing to put our hands in it. It doesn't feel good. It's really difficult. It's fucked up. It stinks. And a fly may come onto you. And maybe you smell like shit for a couple of hours. But I'm telling you right now that the gift is in there. In every single experience that feels like shit, you will learn the gold is there. So put your hands all up in that poo. Let's keep it moving. This is what it looks like when you don't consider. When you don't commit to learning from your experiences, here are some of the things you may be faced with. You take a trip to victim land. You remember this hellhole, right? Yep. It's where we're constantly feeling angry, frustrated, and taking things personally. It's the place where we have a lack of responsibility and we play the blame game. If you don't start considering your actions and commit to evaluating your results, you're going to find yourself pointing the finger or making excuses as to why you don't have what you want. You might also become bitter and resentful to other people around you who are getting the results that you want. There's that comparison and jealousy. When you're in this place, you're not thinking clearly, and you may make emotional and irrational decisions that keep you even further away from the results you're trying to achieve. Stay here too long, and you'll be on your way to becoming the permanent resident of victim land. You keep making the same mistakes. When you don't look for the lessons, you can't learn from your mistakes. This leads us to making the same mistakes over and over. These patterns continue to show up until you're willing to look at them and take responsibility for the results you keep getting. Before meeting Hamish, I dated the same guy. I mean, he had a different face, a different name, but it was the same energy, over and over and over. I was attracting the same experience to my life because I wasn't open to changing the way I was showing up. This led me time and time again to attract men into my life who were no good for me. You make it mean you're no good or useless. If you don't start considering your actions and commit to evaluating how your results went, you will find yourself feeling useless or like a failure. Okay, if you want to hear more, head to thequeenofconfidence.com, click on order my book. You can download the audiobook version right now. It also comes with an accompanying PDF. So you've got literally the notes that are inside of the book in this free PDF. You've got the practice of confidence. You can write, you can print it, you can get to working on creating your confidence now. It is also available on Audible if you use Audible, or you can head to the website, queenofconfidence.com, click on Audiobook, and you can listen to the audiobook. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate your ears, your time, your energy, and your attention. Please do me a favor and head over to Apple iTunes, subscribe so that you don't miss an episode. Share this episode with a sister who you know needs to hear it. And if you feel called to, leave me a review. I'd love to know what you think about the podcast. I'd love to know how this information is helping you change your world. Thank you so much for being here. I know that there are many podcasts you could listen to, and I really appreciate you listening to mine. Have a gorgeous week, honey.